My question for you, Tim, was you say the reports of child abuse and exploitation are millions higher right now than they were last year. Can you share with us how that's happening?
Yeah, sure. And I'm sorry if it's going to be controversial. This is not a political thing at all. So don't interpret it that way, but this is the reality of what's happening right now. And these are complex issues as well. But we have seen an uptick, millions of additional reports reported by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children this year. Millions. We run a few labs throughout the world, digital forensic labs, where we are supporting our law enforcement and they are tracking all these cases coming in. But I talked to the AG here in Utah. It's like 50 times more reports coming in. They can't handle them. What's going on? What's going on is we, as a society, decided that we needed to shut down and lock down the infrastructure, schools, businesses, everything else because of COVID-19. And decisions were made based on available data, and that's what the decision was. Well, again, the kids are quiet, the kids aren't loud, the kids can't protest, they can't organize, and so no one brought them to the table to talk to them. How will this affect you? When you take out the infrastructure, like schools and after-school programs and sporting events, you take away a safety net for children. That keeps kids safe. We take for granted. We don't take it for granted because we understand we work in places like developing countries, like little Haiti, right? That's number 3 per capita in the world for trafficking. Why? Well, we've known for years why. They don't have the infrastructure that other countries are blessed with. They don't have the schooling infrastructure, so they're vulnerable to traffickers. And we just made our country like that. That's what we did. A country without infrastructure. And mom and dad are struggling for their jobs, trying to scavenge for food, so they're not paying attention. Here you go, little, here, child, son, daughter, take the iPhone, take the laptop, do your schoolwork, stay in this corner, don't leave. Me and mom got to head out to save our family. And guess what the pedophiles are doing? They're also on lockdown. Their jobs are suspended or they're working from home and they're on their laptops. We can track the chatter. And you know what they're saying? This is horrifying. It's harvest time. The kids are alone. We're over here. I just gave you that story that happened, the Hardman arrest. That's happening by the million right now. We won't even know the consequences for years to come. Millions of lines are out right now, and it'll be several years before we start seeing victims pop up. Say, I was taken, I was hurt, I was abused, and this is where it begins. Now, this is the part that's going to get maybe controversial, but it is what it is. We have data now. And I'm not a scientist, but I'm very interested in the data because the data affects our work. And we know this. The CDC agrees every single non-political, non-partisan healthcare provider, scientist from Harvard, from Stanford, from everywhere, CDC even, if you look at it, they are telling you this. If you are 65 years or younger, you have a 99.99% of surviving COVID if you get it. I'm going to say that one more time so it sinks in. If you're 65 years or younger, you have a 99.99% chance of surviving COVID. So we go further into the data. Now, if you're older than that, very dangerous, extremely dangerous. Lockdown, quarantine, stay out. But when you consider the trillions of dollars that the government has already spent to bail out businesses, you can take the tiniest fraction of that. And those people who are 65 or 70 and older, they could be in the Four Seasons Hotel for a year or more with a fraction of that money, right? They need to be taking care of people with pulmonary problems, asthma, whatever. That's a different story. But I'm talking about those who are 65, 60 years and younger. And here's the sad part. They're the ones that create that infrastructure that keep our kids safe. The last day, I think I saw the last data was something like 88% of teachers and coaches and people that create the infrastructure that keep our kids safe are under 60 years old. Teachers are a young profession. I think 3/4 are under 40 or something even. And so once we've taken care of the most vulnerable, the question that should be asked and is not being asked, should have always been asked, was never asked, this is the question. What is scarier to you? After we've taken care of the vulnerable, what is scarier to you? A virus that has a 99.99% chance of survivability, or the absolute fact that hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of children will be raped, will be sexually assaulted. That's not a hypothetical. That is the trade-off for this other one, for the 99% survivability. What do you, I mean, is it even, you don't even need to think for 2 seconds. You know the answer to that question. Have you heard anyone ask that question? Has any governor asked that question? Has